Okay, what we are studying is signals and systems. We are at the basic level. We are at the starting level of our syllabus is signal. So in the previous class, okay, if you have internet and maybe any textbook is available, you can refer the textbook and you can see there may be a lot of physical systems are there, and with respect to physical systems, there may be number of signals. Okay, variables, parameters are there. Now I will once again consider a signal, and slowly I will enter into the new topic. It is classification of signals. Okay, first of all, I will share the screen. And, the students are coming now. Okay, I will start my lecture. In the previous class also, we have seen the same information about signal definition. Mm. So, what is a signal? A signal is defined as a physical quantity that varies with respect to time, space, and independent variables. So, with respect to the physical nature of a system, whatever the signals are generating, okay, those contains the particular characteristics of the system. So that's why he's saying physical quantity, and universally these quantities are generally they are varying with respect to time, and time is a independent variable. Now, okay, for example, here we are showing some dimensions. One x of t and x of n we have considered here, and I have shown some dimension inside the brackets. There may be one independent variable or maybe number of independent variables. According to those variables, you can assume that um, the dimension, whether you are understanding the signal with respect to one, two, three dimensions or maybe more. Once the signal complexity increases, then automatically what happens? the dimension increases. Okay. Now, this is according to the same point. Physical phenomena. The same thing you have considered in the previous class. Physical nature. According to the system nature, the signals can be described. And if you want to represent a signal, in terms, it contains information that contains as a pattern of variation of some particular form. So in the previous class, we have considered certain ECG system, some RC network, where we have seen the different signals. Applied signal nature is different, and the response from that physical system is different. So if you want to represent a signal, we have to consider a function of independent variables. For example, speech signal, image contains two variables, or maybe more than that one. Okay, there may be more than two variables. If it is a simple signal, then simply we can understand it's a one-dimensional. If it is a complex signal, then it will increases the complexity. So according to that one, we have to increase the dimension. Now, so the today's topic is classification of signals. Is this visible to all the students? Is the slide is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. So slowly we will continue our topics. The first topic is consider any physical system, and we see what are the different variables around that physical system, and those are our signals. So simply what you are saying it contains certain information that will be in terms of certain form. Form means certain pattern. So that is the starting signal. Now, coming to the classification of signals, there may be different classifications of signals are there. Now, the first one is continuous time, discrete time, deterministic, random. Periodic, aperiodic, even, odd, energy and power, causal and non-causal. So there are different classification of signals. So whatever the signal you will consider in the universe, you have to classify the signal, whether it comes under these categories. Suppose if you consider the first one, continuous time and discrete time, the signal continuously changes its nature. Discrete discretely varies with respect to the time. Now automatically the deterministic, random. Okay, we will see one by one. Periodic, aperiodic, even, odd, energy, power, causal, and non. So these are the classifications. So whatever the signal you are considering, that must be comes under out of these any one category. Suppose there may be some mathematical calculations are there. You have to justify certain conditions. According to the condition, you can specify the particular signal comes under this category. Suppose if you say the signal comes under the continuous time, then it exhibits certain characteristics. Continuously varies. Suppose if I say it is in the discrete time, it discretely varies with respect to the time. Is it possible that the signal at a time possesses the both categories? No. Now suppose after finding certain, after doing some calculations or operations on signals, we found the signal is comes under periodic. If you say, sir, if it is not satisfied the particular condition, that means whether it comes to aperiodic nature? No, you cannot say that it comes under aperiodic nature. You have to satisfy the condition given by the rules and regulations. Suppose if you say while you are evaluating certain signal, whether it comes or even or maybe odd, if you have found out, find out certain signal, it comes under odd signal. Suppose if it is not odd, then whether it is not comes under odd means it goes to even? No. You have to once again satisfy the condition, then only you can specify the particular signal comes under even and odd nature. Maybe the signal can't neither or nor, even and odd. It may be anything out of these categories. Maybe after finding certain mathematical calculation, we come across certain modulation. It is not even it is not odd. Maybe it is periodic, maybe it is energy, or maybe it is power. So you cannot specify that, sir, there are two categories. Simply if it is one, then it is not in second one. It's not like this. If it is energy signal, it must obey rules and regulations. If it is a power signal, it must satisfy certain conditions. If it is, maybe there is a third case, that is neither energy nor power. Okay, I will repeat once again. So classification of signals. So there are different classification of signals: continuous time signal, discrete time signal, deterministic, periodic, even, energy, and causal. Suppose while you are performing certain operations on signals, you will come to certain conclusion or maybe correlation that the signal comes under certain category. If it does not satisfy the condition, we cannot specify the signal comes under the second category. When it enters the second category, also you have to satisfy the condition. So that's why there is a either or not, either one, either two, or maybe third case. Neither of the two cases, period or maybe aperiodic, something else. I'll repeat it. Okay. So now let us go to the next one. The first category is continuous time signals. Continuous time signals are defined for all values of time, okay, which are represented by x of t. Sometimes they are called as analog signals. Okay, this is a physical variable. X of t is a physical variable, but how you are representing? So you are representing as x of t. You are representing as x of t, where x is a dependent variable and t is the independent variable. See here, x is dependent variable and t is independent variable. So this is a notation, a representation of continuous time signal. So this x of t may be any physical variable which varies continuously with the time. Continuously with the time. So why I am distinguishing dependent and independent? Because while we are going on, we have to perform certain mathematical operations on dependent variable and independent variable. Suppose you are performing certain calculations on x, then will becomes under dependent variable. If you perform the operations on t, then you are doing on the happening on the independent variable. Suppose, for example, if you want to add two signals, then we are performing on dependent variable, operations happening on dependent variable. Now you are performing, suppose I want to shift certain signal from one time unit to another time unit. Then you are performing operations on t, time, independent variable. So, okay, physical world, in your normal world, for your desired outputs, we have to condition the signals. In the previous class, I told you there may be number of conditioning tasks. Modulation is there, amplification is there, attenuation is there. Is it? There may be anything. A number of tasks are there. So while you are performing these all the tasks, what type of operation and on what particular parameter you are doing? Suppose you are doing on X, it comes under dependent. Or suppose you are doing on T, then it comes under independent variable operations. Okay, so okay, what is this one? Continuous time signal. So it will change continuously. It's a time t. Now it can be represented as x of t, where you are using parenthesis, and it takes any value. It takes any value. For example, 1.002, 0003, 0.992, any value continuously. Now come to the discrete time signals. Discrete time signals are defined discrete instants of n. In the previous case it is small t, now it is n. How it is representing? X of n brackets, x of n. In the previous case it is x of t, where there are parentheses, now it is brackets, x of n. So this is also a physical variable. This is also a physical variable, x of n, but where your information is in terms of instants, that will be defined at 0, defined at 1, defined at 2, defined at 3. That's why n is in integers. N is integers. So I'll repeat. So discrete signals are defined only at a discrete instance of time, and it is represented by x of n. Brackets, where you are using brackets, where x is the dependent variable and n, here it is n, small n, is the independent variable. Now x depends on discrete values of n. Those are integers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this, up to how many number of variables you will consider, those many number of variables. So I will come back once again. Continuous time signals are continuously varies with respect to time, where t is continuously varies. It takes any value and representation is x of t. Now, discrete time signal x of n, it is x of n, where it takes integers, n takes integers. There is no value between 0 and 1. There is no value between 0 and 1. But here, in the previous case, there is a value between these two. There may be a value between these two. But here, there is no value between 0 and 1. Integers, instants. So other names are samples, sequence. So the discrete time signal sometimes we will specify as sequence or maybe samples. So these are very much important for us. While we are studying the coming chapters, I will use a number of times while we are doing number of operations on continuous time signals. Whenever it is required, I will use discrete time signals. Now, the next category is deterministic and random. So, deterministic means a signal exhibiting no uncertainty. No uncertainty means it can be defined at a particular instant of time. It can be defined at a value and also at a particular time. Both you will know both cases. The time also you can understand, and also what is the strength of that particular signal also you have certain idea. So a signal exhibits no uncertainty at any given instant of time comes under deterministic. But the second case, you see, random. It is uncertain. Uncertain means you cannot specify at what particular time it comes and at what particular strength it is having. There is a different analysis, random analysis. We are not understanding studying this type of signals. This is a different subject. Random analysis is a different subject. Presently, what we are using is whatever the signals you know and whatever we can understand, whatever we can define, those signals we can consider here and will perform the operations to understand the nature. So I'll repeat. One is the deterministic, second one is random. So in the deterministic, you cannot specify the value at a time, but you can you can specify the value and time, deterministic, but random you cannot. Okay, next category is periodic and aperiodic. See, condition. So there may be a certain some mathematical operations are there where you have to satisfy the condition. If it satisfies the condition, then only you can say the signal comes under periodic. Periodic means it can repeat its pattern for the particular distance of time. So a signal may be a continuous, may be a discrete. It has to satisfy the condition. What is that condition? It can repeat its pattern. It can repeat its pattern for the particular fundamental time. If it is not repeating its pattern, then simply you are saying aperiodic in nature. So I'll repeat. So there are two cases. One is periodic, second one is aperiodic. So where there may be some mathematical calculations are there. We will perform in the coming classes. But what it is saying, if the signal repeats its pattern, pattern means it's a form. Step 6 as step variation, sinusoidal variation, triangular variation, exponential variation, anything, for example. So if it can repeat its pattern, then it is periodic. If it cannot repeat its pattern, aperiodic. So I repeat, deterministic means you can know the value at a particular time. Random, you cannot understand the time also, not only time but also the value. What is periodic? It can repeat its pattern. Aperiodic means it cannot repeat its pattern. Now, so while we are considering the finding certain condition, okay, we are having 10 minutes more. I'll conclude the topic. So while we are finding the condition, basically what we are doing is we are using time shifting property. So while you are finding the periodicity of a particular signal, okay, of a particular signal, we will use time shifting property. If it satisfies the time shifting property, then it is periodic in nature. If it not satisfies, then it is aperiodic in nature. So there is nothing is here for between these two. Determine means you can model. Random, unable to model. But periodicity, use time shifting property. If it satisfies this property, then definitely this is periodic. If it is can't satisfies this property, then it is aperiodic. Now, suppose there is another property is there, time reversal property. Time reversal property. There may be some mathematical calculations are there. We will perform time to time. Presently, if you can say the signal comes under even, then it has to satisfy the time reversal property. The x of minus t equal to x of t. If this is equal, then the particular signal is even. If it is not, it is different, minus, negative of, then it is odd. The other names are symmetric and unsymmetric. See, there are mathematical calculations. You have to perform certain mathematical calculations. So what you are doing is you have to do operation on independent variable time, and time you are doing. That's why it is time reversal. So if you do this time reversal, then you see whether these two are equal, then the signal comes under symmetric, even. After finding the time reversal, it is negative, opposite, negative of that particular your original signal, then it is unsymmetrical. So you have to perform the operation and see whether it is coming or not. I told you, either this condition must be satisfied or second condition must be satisfied. If the both conditions are not satisfied, then it must not comes under the even and odd. It may be something else. You cannot say like this, sir. It is not satisfied here. Then it comes to odd. No, that's not correct. It has to satisfy this condition, and also it has to satisfy the second condition. Either this one satisfied or maybe this one. Either one or two. If the both are not satisfied, then the signal comes under neither odd nor even. No causality. So causality, a signal store or retains information in a pattern or maybe in a form. Just you understand that at t equal to 0, the value is present value. If t less than 0, the value is the previous value, and t greater than 0, the value is a coming value. Okay, we will while we are going on, we will understand present values, past values, future values. So when a signal, if you consider there may be a memory is there, memory storing some information in a pattern. So when it is having certain memory, it should not retain past values. Then only you can say this is causal. It can retain past and present. Then you can say this is non-causal. So it has to satisfy either this condition or maybe this condition. So I repeat. Suppose if your signal comes under causality, then you should have understand that మనం ఏం చెప్పగలుగుండాలి, present signal అనేది past values ని స్టోర్ చేయట్లేదు, ఓన్లీ present values నే స్టోర్ చేస్తాం. సపోజ్ మీరు నాన్ కాజల్ అన్నారు. నాన్ కాజల్ అంటే ఏంటమ్మా, నాట్ ఓన్లీ ద పర్టికులర్ సిగ్నల్ స్టోర్స్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ present and also previous అంటే మనం ఏం చెప్తాం, previous means past. So if you say the signal is causal, then it has to satisfy this one. X of t is equal to 0 for t less than 0. What is t less than 0? Not retaining past values of t. Okay. Now if x of t is not equal to 0 for t less than t means it is retaining past values. So already I told you, signal contains information and it is in the form of certain different patterns. So while the signal retaining or storing certain information may be three categories: past values, present values, and coming future values. So it retains past value means it does not comes under causality. Causal means from the present only. So from the present sig value only. Okay. I will conclude the topic once again. Let us come back to the classification of signals because we are having very less time. Okay. Continuous time and discrete time. So your signal continuously varies with respect to time where t is continuous. Discrete time signal. The signal defined at the discrete instance of time. Discrete instance of time where small n takes integer values. Now the second one. Deterministic means you can model. You can write in terms of mathematical expression. Random, we cannot, that's why that is different, random analysis. Now periodic and aperiodic. So periodicity and ఏంటండి? The signal can repeat its pattern whenever you specify a particular fundamental time period. So even and odd, it has to satisfy the time reversal property. Suppose if you go to the first one, periodic, where it has to satisfy the time shifting property. So energy power we'll discuss later on. And causality means signal must not retain past value. I will repeat. Causality is signal must not retain past values. Okay. Okay, I will complete. I will stop here. But in class stop చేస్తున్నాను. Tomorrow we will consider the graphical nature of signals which are related to all the variations. Okay, graphical notations. Suppose continuous time, discrete time, deterministic, periodic, even, anything. We will consider graphical notation and we will draw the signals. So that's why please put up some running notes.